Hey guys, in the last video we made this banner that says United States of Genocide. It's made with part of a $20 king-size flat sheet from Walmart. And in this video I want to share a universal tried and true method for adapting fabric banners to PVC. Here's what the final product should look like. We have our sign, which is lined with PVC at the top and the bottom. The PVC is adapted using duct tape and screws. Towards the end of the video we'll put a shoulder strap on it so that you can hold the sign hands-free. And we'll also put a foot stop on it so that you can hold and control the sign even in windy weather. The materials we need today, we'll start with the two 10-foot pieces of 3/4 inch PVC that you get at Home Depot. They cost about $5 to $10 each. We need a roll of white duct tape so that we can tape the banner to the PVC. It's really important that we have a power drill so that we can drill our pilot holes and screw our screws. The screws that we'll be screwing are number 10 in width and 3/4 inch in length. We'll start by drilling a pilot hole using a drill bit whose width is determined by the center of the screw that we've chosen, and our drill bit shall be no wider than the center of the screw. Today we need 10 screws. Our screws are Phillips head, so we need a Phillips head drill bit on hand as well. Can't forget these ratcheting PVC cutters. They're like $3 or $4. I use them all the time. Screwing the fabric straight to the PVC seems like it might work, but I don't want it to fail while I'm at the protest, or if it's strapped to the house or something, I don't want to have to do constant maintenance. So our first order of business is to pinch a piece of duct tape evenly over each of the long edges of the sign. I did a little piece here just to show how we'll be doing the top and bottom of the sign. After pinching it, we'll tape it drill a pilot hole and screw it in. That's it. That was the secret. That's the this is the tried and true method for securing PVC to your banners, and this really isn't going anywhere. So I guess now we'll do this to the entire banner. I have a few tips to share on how to do that. So I'll start by taping it to the floor and trying to make as straight an edge as possible. Now I'm going to put a piece of duct tape along the edge of the sign, half on the sign and half on the floor. Laying the duct tape perfectly halfway between the banner and the floor is much more challenging if you're not using white duct tape. With white duct tape you can actually see through the tape, and that's what you see is what you get. So this part takes a little bit of skill. The technique to it is to feed it under and fold it at halfway. You really have to feed it under. If you did a good job taping it to the floor at halfway, then this should be pretty easy to just approximate halfway. Keep a nice light tension to the floor along the banner. It'll really help the tape curl under. And you really don't want to press down until you're absolutely sure. If your crease is wandering, put it a little bit further under. It's not going to be perfect, so. We finished the bottom, now we have to do the top. Now we gotta do the pinch one more time. Now it's time to drill our pilot holes. I'm planning to use 5 screws to adapt the sign to each piece of PVC. Instead of measuring where our pilot holes need to go, we'll estimate one on the edge, one on that edge, we'll estimate the middle, and then we'll estimate a point between the middle and each edge, totaling to 5 screws, and we'll try to space them as evenly as possible. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Now I want to use the PVC cutters to trim the extra PVC off the sign. Here it is. This is how it's hanging. Looks pretty good over there. Oh, I guess it's kind of floopy on that side. Maybe we have to pull the top a little bit tighter so that it hangs more evenly. I got it so that it hangs a little bit tighter in this corner by repositioning the tape in the pinched edge and the screws. So our sign is basically done, but I want to share an example of how you could put a strap on your sign so that you could hold it hands-free in all types of weather. The goal of putting the strap on it is to make sure that the load hangs evenly, and in the middle it's not off to one side at all. So you do that by measuring, and I chose to put a screw at 27 inches from the edge of each side of the sign. And what you do is you, at that screw, you cut a slit where the pinched edge meets the PVC, and you feed the strap through and tie it off, and you do that on both sides. You don't need a screw on the bottom, but you do need to cut a slit and tie off, or feed your strap through and tie it off. The foot stop's really important because you don't want the sign to be flying off, and as soon as it gets windy, you're going to need this thing to keep control of your sign. So, but this foot stop particularly is very special. For some reason, it just worked really well that the this strap wraps around and ties to itself. So essentially, it's adjustable. So let's step into it. I think this is great. It's adjustable, so you can put winter boots on. And anyways, I thought that was really cool. You know what they say, when you're at home, go big. And in this circumstance, since I'm putting the sign outside, I chose to put 10 screws along each piece of PVC. And the PVC is actually, I think, 1 1/4 inch instead of 3/4. And what we did was, from the top of that pole, there's a little rope that goes to the house, and it fits in the window, and one day it'll pull the window up, but that's okay. And the post is just in a bucket with cement, and it's got a system of ratchet straps that are anchored over here. So I got really lucky with this spot, and hopefully these posts hold up. I've had a sign strapped to the house like this for more than a year, and I haven't had any problems. I hope you feel inspired to do the same, and good luck.